Hello, everybody, to the 2017 NFL Draft. Tonight, we are here in Philadelphia for the 2017 NFL Draft. It is going to be a great draft tonight. And you know what? Tonight, names will be made. Teams, their futures will be changed. And tonight, when it comes to the 2017 NFL Draft, I am looking forward to seeing who goes where and who goes to which team. The first pick, of course, is the Cleveland Browns. From the sources that I have been hearing, they are going to select Myles Garrett. To me, Myles Garrett is the best player in this draft. On the TV screen right now, they're showing Clemson quarterback Deshaun Watson. Where is he going to go? You see Mitch Trubisky, the quarterback for North Carolina. Will he be the first quarterback taken, and where will he go? Also, they're showing right there Myles Garrett. He's there in Arlington, Texas. He's there at his draft party. At his house. Will Myles Garrett be the first pick? Tonight is going to be a great night, as it is the 2017 NFL Draft. And you know what? When it comes to the NFL Draft, like I said, first pick is the Cleveland Browns. Second pick, San Francisco 49ers. Third pick is my Chicago Bears. Pick number 4, Jacksonville Jaguars. And the fifth pick is going to go to the Tennessee Titans. It's going to be very interesting to see if any of those 5 drop down in the NFL Draft. And you know what? You see Mel Kiper right now on the TV screen talking. The one person I'm very interested in when it comes to this NFL Draft is the running back from LSU, Leonard Fournette. I want to see, will he be the first offensive player taken, and where is he going to go? I say Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville will be a great pick for him. Maybe San Francisco. But yeah, I want to see where Leonard Fournette goes. And we're also going to be talking about running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Delvin Cook. They're going to be some great running backs as well. Let's see where they go. You see Roger Goodell walking through the NFL Draft right now. And over there, you see on the TV screen all of the Philadelphia Eagles jerseys. You see the Carson Wentz and the LaShawn McCoy jerseys. First time since 1961 the draft is in Philadelphia. Roger Goodell walking up to the podium. And you are hearing the boos. Everybody's booing Roger Goodell right now. Roger Goodell is trying to hype him up. Boo! He is getting booed out of the building right now. He is trying to, he welcomes the city of Philadelphia. Hold on one second. Roger Goodell welcoming everybody to the 2017 NFL Draft as they're showing the shots of the crowd. And they are starting to cheer the second he walks away. That's interesting. A lot of people don't like Roger Goodell. You know what? Let's talk about the Cleveland Browns, who do have the first pick. They have a lot of needs they need to fill. The Cleveland Browns, they have drafted 6 quarterbacks within the first 3 rounds since 2005. The last time the Cleveland Browns had a quarterback start 16 games this season was 2001 with Tim Couch, who's considered one of the biggest busts in history. Cleveland Browns, 8 consecutive losing seasons. Let's see if they can turn it around in this draft. Cleveland Browns only made one playoff appearance in their history. And throughout the Cleveland Browns' career, since 1999, when they were brought back, they have had 26 quarterbacks. The Cleveland Browns, they have had multiple number 1 overall picks. 1999, they had Tim Couch, who is considered one of the biggest busts in NFL history. 2000, they had Courtney Brown, defensive end, once again considered a bust. And the Cleveland Browns, let's also remember, they have 2 first-round picks. And this will be the 5th time they're going to have 2 first-round picks. The last time was in 2015 when they selected defensive tackle Danny Shelton and center Cameron Irving. Hopefully the Browns, they can make 2 great picks with this selection. Because this draft, the Cleveland Browns really need to make an impact. They really need to change their team. Okay, the Cleveland Browns, they need, first off, they need a player that will make a huge impact. But what they also need, what the Browns need is a quarterback. I have a feeling they're going to take that with their 2nd first-round pick. All right. I do not see them taking a running back. To me, I see the Browns taking Myles Garrett with this first pick. All right. The Cleveland Browns, yes, their needs are quarterback, running back, and cornerback, but I do not see them passing up on the best player in this draft, and that is Myles Garrett. And you know what? When it comes to the Cleveland Browns, they have had plenty of disappointment. That is for sure. But you know what? If there was any chance for the Browns to turn it around and make their team a winning franchise, it could be now. I really want the Cleveland Browns to start becoming a winning franchise again. I really do. The Cleveland Browns, the way I look at it, they need to start winning again. I really want the Cleveland Browns to go back to the franchise that was successful back in the 80s. Anybody remember the rivalries they had with the Bengals and the Steelers? They could have a big rivalry with the Ravens if both of them are successful. All I'm saying is that I really want the Browns to be a winning franchise. On our screen right now, we have Jamal Adams, the safety from LSU. Let's see where he falls, potentially to the Chicago Bears. That would be a good fit for him. All right. The way I look at it, Myles Garrett is the best player in the NFL, in this NFL draft. And I would be shocked if the Cleveland Browns do not select him. They are showing the highlights. No, because this is a podcast. So no, I cannot show the TV. But thanks for watching. Okay. All right. So Myles Garrett, they're showing the highlights of him. They're showing the film. You watch the highlights of Myles Garrett. And you know what? You look at the highlights of Myles Garrett, and it shows why he is the best prospect in this NFL draft. All right. And the Cleveland Browns, they need a playmaker. They need somebody who's going to make an impact. And that is Myles Garrett. And you know what? Myles Garrett, if he does go to the Cleveland Browns, I do hope he has a lot of success there in Cleveland. Over here, you might hear him. My producer Mike, my producer Lorraine, you might hear him over here. Cleveland Browns, they have 11 total picks in this 2017 NFL Draft. And hopefully with those 11 picks, they can make a big impact and they can turn their franchise around. All right. So the pick is in. The pick is in for the Cleveland Browns. Let's see who they select. Here's the thing. Cleveland Browns, they have 5 of the top 65 picks in the NFL Draft. That is very important. But yeah, I mean, I'm watching the footage of Myles Garrett, and I really don't, and I really do not see any reason why he would not be the first overall pick. So yeah, Cleveland Browns, their pick is in. We will see who Roger Goodell announces as the first pick for the Cleveland Browns. So yeah, the pick is in here for the Cleveland Browns. Let's see who Roger Goodell announces. So 1 second. So the first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Myles Garrett, defensive end from Texas A&M. That is a great pick here for the Cleveland Browns. Great pick. So Myles Garrett from Texas A&M, he is their first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. Interesting fact about Myles Garrett, his brother is Sean Williams, who was selected 17th in the 2007 NBA Draft. Very interesting. As you have a live look at Myles Garrett, his family supporting him, cheering him on. So Myles Garrett, the first overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. Next up in the 2017 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see who the San Francisco 49ers select with the second pick. The past 2 drafts, they have selected defensive ends, Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner, both from Oregon. The needs for the San Francisco 49ers, defensive back, offensive lineman, and quarterback. Will the 49ers trade down to get a quarterback? We have a live look in at Garrett holding that Browns jersey with his name on the back. I am very happy for Myles Garrett. So congrats to him. There is a trade. The 49ers have traded their pick to the Chicago Bears. So the Bears have moved up to number 2. So the 49ers have moved back. So wow, the Chicago Bears have traded up one pick to go to the number 2 pick in this draft. Let's see, are the Bears trying to get Solomon Thomas? This will be very interesting to see what the Bears do here. So let's see. Will the Chicago Bears, my Chicago Bears, select Solomon Thomas, the defensive end from Stanford? Is this who they're trading up to get? I honestly thought the Chicago Bears were going to get Marshawn Lattimore. But with them trading up, let's see if they're going to take Solomon Thomas. They are now have Myles Garrett being interviewed right now. I am very curious as a Bears fan. Who are they selecting? Who did they trade up to get? They traded down one spot. I want to see who the Bears are trade up to get, but I also want to see who did the 49ers trade down to get. There's somebody on their board that they want to get. I understand that the 49ers want more picks, and that's great, but there has to be somebody the 49ers want to get. There would be. I want to see who the 49ers are trading down to get. I understand that, producer Mike. I'm saying, who are the 49ers trading down to get? Are they trading down to get a quarterback? That's the speculation right now. Chicago Bears, this is their first top 3 pick since 1972. The 3 needs for the Chicago Bears: defensive lineman, defensive back, and a wide receiver. And with this second pick, the Bears can get one of those 3 needs filled right in here. As a Chicago Bears fan, I will say this. The Bears, they better not screw up this pick. As a Chicago Bears fan, please do not screw up this pick. On the TV right here, the points per game were last in the NFL. Yards per rush, last. And they were 30th in yards per attempt. Okay, so right now the Bears definitely need to upgrade that defense. As a Bears fan, please do not screw up this pick. And you know what? I think the Bears defense can become one of the best if they make the right decision here. Think about it. We have Eddie Goldman, Barnell McPhee, Leonard Floyd, Jarrell Freeman. Okay, we have Adrian Amos. I honestly think the Bears could become one of the best defenses if they make the right pick here. I think they are trading up to get Solomon Thomas. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised. The pick is in for the Chicago Bears, and they will be in, and Roger Goodell will come up to the podium and announce it in just a little bit. So you know what? As a Chicago Bears fan, like I said, please do not screw up this pick. Here is the trade. The Bears got the 2nd overall pick. The Bears gave up the 3rd overall pick, a 3rd and 4th round pick in this year's draft, and a 2018 3rd round pick. That is what the Bears have given up to get the 2nd round pick. Roger Goodell is coming up to the podium. Let's see what he does. with the second pick in this draft. The second pick, they select Mitchell Trubisky, quarterback from North Carolina. Wow. Producer Mike, you want to get on the mic right now? Here's Producer Mike real quick.
I hate to say I told you so, son, but you know I told you so.
Yeah, Producer Mike, he was been telling me this whole entire week. The Bears were going to take a quarterback. I didn't believe it. I told him the whole week that they were going to take a defensive back. So Producer Mike was correct. The Chicago Bears have selected quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. Wow. Let's see how this pick does for the Chicago Bears. So Mitchell Trubisky going to the Chicago Bears. Wow. I am stunned. I wanted them to select defense, but I am stunned. So Mitchell Trubisky, he is a Chicago Bear. Welcome to the Chicago Bears, Mitchell Trubisky. Now I'm wondering why did they pay $15 million to Mike Glennon? Now I'm starting to wonder that. Is it possible the Bears signed Glennon so they could trade him? Is it possible? So the 49ers had the third pick. Are they going to get Solomon Thomas? Are they going to get the player that the 49ers wanted? Hey, Producer Mike. Can I ask you a question? Do you think the Bears traded that pick because they knew the 49ers were going to take him? I actually think that might be the case. I think the 49ers were going to take Tropsky. And I think the Bears stepped in so they could get him. So the 49ers, they have their pick. Let's see who the 49ers select. Diego, this is a podcast. I really think the 49ers are going to select Solomon Thomas. I really do. So here we go. Mitch Trubisky going to Chicago. Trubisky. Yeah. I will say, I really do like that hat. Hey, Producer Mike, I'm going to get that hat. I'm going to get that hat. Watch. Hey, Diego, the Browns, they selected Myles Garrett with pick number 1, and the Bears traded for the second pick, and they got Mitchell Trubisky. You know what? I really hope Mitchell Trubisky ends up being a next Jim McMahon. I really hope so. They're heading to commercial break here, and like I said, the 49ers, they had the third pick. Are they done trading. Here's the one thing I'm curious about. Are the 49ers, are they done trading or are they not done? Are the 49ers still trying to make a trade? You know what, producer Mike, you know why I think they did trade up? Because the 49ers were going to take them. Producer Mike, I wouldn't be surprised if the 49ers come out and say that they actually were going to take them. Hey, Diego, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you. The one thing that I'm curious about, the Cleveland Browns and New York Jets, they're going to need a quarterback. What is this thing with Trubisky? My question is, what are the Jets and the Browns going to do now? Are they still going to take a quarterback? Or are they going to are they still going to go with another need? You know what? Let me ask this. Will the Jets or the Browns take Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from Clemson? Maybe they'll take Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame. Or maybe that kid from Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes III. Time will tell. The pick is in for the 49ers. It looks like they are no longer going for a trade. So the pick is in for the 49ers. So I'm just curious. Is Watson, is Mahomes, is Kaiser, which one's going to be the next quarterback taken off the board? And I wonder how mad are the Jets. They have the 7th pick, and I know they wanted Trubisky. Hey, Diego, Deshaun Watson, yeah, he is. Yeah, yes, he is. He is a very good player, man. Diego, he's a very good player. So the pick is in for the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers, they got that 3rd pick in a trade with Chicago. Roger Goodell, he is walking up to the podium. With the 3rd pick in the NFL draft, San Francisco 49ers select Solomon Thomas, defensive end from Stanford. So they got their man. The 49ers got their guy. So the 49ers, they get Solomon Thomas, and they get 4 extra picks in return. So Solomon Thomas, he stays in the Bay Area, and he goes to his local team in the San Francisco 49ers. All I'm going to say is that Solomon Thomas, he was from Stanford. He's not going to move far. He's going to go to San Francisco. Solomon Thomas, he was born in Corpus Christi, Texas. And you know what? Solomon Thomas, the sophomore from Stanford. He was a first-team All-Pac-12. And you're looking at the highlights of Solomon Thomas right now, and he is a beast. And you know what? This is the 3rd straight year the 49ers have selected a defensive end. And let's see how Solomon Thomas does with DeForest Buckner and Eric Armstead. I don't think he's going to replace any defensive end, producer Mike. I think all 3 of them are going to be on the same line. Or they'll move one of them to outside linebacker like they do. So the Jacksonville Jaguars, they have the 4th pick, and their pick is in. Let's see who the Jacksonville Jaguars selected pick number 4. I have Leonard Fournette going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you know what? I really think I want to see if the Jaguars take a running back. That is something they desperately need. That is one of the needs for the Jacksonville Jaguars is at the running back position. You know what? Last year's first round pick for Jacksonville was Jalen Ramsey. He did very well for them. Let's see if they can go back to back on good picks. Because right now the Jaguars, they have had 6 consecutive years where they've been at the bottom of the league. And they really need to make an impact. And here's the interesting thing about the Jaguars. They spent $70 million in free agency this season. You know, you look at Stanford, Solomon Thomas. You know, you look at the Stanford alums: Andrew Luck, John Elway, Jim Plunkett. That's a good list to be on. You know, so Solomon Thomas, that was a great pick. I think it was a great pick for the 49ers to select Solomon Thomas. And here's the thing about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have Tom Coughlin back in the organization. And the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback is Blake Bortles, who they selected back in 2014. I really think what Jaguars need to do is help Bortles out and get a running back. So all I'm going to say is the Jaguars pick is in. I'm waiting for Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium. And you know what? Tom Coughlin, like I say, he's been there before. Hopefully he can turn this organization around. Roger Goodell walking to the podium. Let's see who the Jaguars have selected. With the 4th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Jaguars have selected Leonard Fournette, running back from LSU. That is a great selection for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That is a great pick. They get a running back who will help out the Jacksonville Jaguars, help out Blake Bortles. Leonard Fournette, one of the best offensive players in this draft. Leonard Fournette, his hometown in New Orleans. Now he's going to be moving. He's going to be moving all the way down to Jacksonville, Florida. So yeah, that's about 300 miles away from New Orleans to Jacksonville. Basically moving down to Interstate 10. So you see Leonard Fournette walking down. And you see him hugging Roger Goodell. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for Leonard Fournette. LSU running back from Leonard Fournette. See, here's the thing. He can either be the next Jamarcus Russell, who was the LSU quarterback selected in 2007, or he can be like, Trying to think of a comparison when it comes to LSU. Oh, I got it. You know what? All I'm going to say is, regardless, I think Leonard Fournette, he is going to be a great selection for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made a great pick, and I think he'll make a great impact on the Jaguars offense. And according to my mock draft that I have stapled to the wall over here, I am 3 for 4. I had Thomas going to the 49ers, Browns, I had them selecting Garrett, and I had Fournette going to the Jaguars. But of course, the Bears was the pick that I have not gotten right. But you know what? That's fine. We got Mitchell Trubisky. And you know what? I'm happy about that. I really am. Now the next pick is the Tennessee Titans. I had them selecting a wide receiver, and Mike Williams. Then I changed it to Jamal Adams. I had them selecting safety Jamal Adams from LSU. They really need help on that defense. So I'm going to stick with my pick. I have them selecting Jamal Adams. They need help on the defensive backs. That's what they need help on. Safety, Jamal Adams is who I have the Titans selecting in my mock draft. Hopefully I am right on this one. So, yep, Leonard Fournette, he is officially off the board. So, you know what? Tennessee Titans are on the board. Let's see who they select. They have 2 minutes left on the clock. Very big smile on the face of Leonard Fournette. The needs for the Titans, they definitely need a cornerback. That is for sure. Interesting note, this is the first LSU player to be selected in the first round since Odell Beckham in 2014. So yeah, he can be a success like Odell Beckham, or he can, be a bust like Jamarcus Russell. So and also people who are wondering why the Titans have the 5th pick, that was because last season the Rams, they made that trade to get the number 1 overall pick and select Jared Goff, and that included a draft pick for this year. Hey, producer Lee, you want to say something? I'll take that as a no. All right. And you know what? Let me say something real quick. If there is one team that I think are going to be a surprising contender next year, that team that's going to get their way into the playoffs and start contending, I will say it's the Tennessee Titans. I am very impressed at Marcus Mariota. DeMarco Murray did great for him last year. Depending on who they select in this draft, I say that they will do great. The pick is in with less than 15 seconds left. They have their pick. Let's see. How is this going to help out Marcus Mariota? Their needs are a running back, defensive lineman, and cornerback. And you know what? That's why I had Jamal Adams going there. They need back. Yes, Jonathan Allen is on the board. That is true. So is O.J. Howard. So is Christian McCaffrey. And so is Reuben Foster. And you know what? My pick for the Bears, Marshawn Lattimore, he's still on the board. So the pick is in for the Tennessee Titans. Let's see who they select. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans went with defense. Jamal Adams was the person I selected for the Titans. That is in my mock draft. So the pick is in for the Tennessee Titans. I'm waiting for Roger Goodell to once again get on the podium and announce the pick. Here he is now, Roger Goodell, walking to the podium. Tons of boos. With the 5th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Corey Davis, wide receiver from Western Michigan. Wow. So the Titans get their number 1 wide receiver in Corey Davis. So Corey Davis from Western Michigan. He is now a top 5 pick. Corey Davis from Wheaton, Illinois. So Corey Davis is the 5th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. I find it interesting. Corey Davis only had one offer, college offer, coming out of high school, and yet again, he's the 5th overall pick. Here's something interesting. The last time a player from Western Michigan went in the 1st round was 2004, Jason Babin to the Texans. That is the last time there's been a Western Michigan player selected in the 1st round. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. Corey Davis from Western Michigan, pick number 5. I had Corey Davis. If anyone is wondering, I had Corey Davis being selected by, I believe I had him selected by the Baltimore Ravens at pick 16. So it's very, you know what? I'm very happy for Corey Davis, him going to the Tennessee Titans. I'm very happy about that. At pick number 6, we have the New York Jets. Let's see who they select. Their biggest need is the quarterback position for the New York Jets. Let's see who the Jets will select. Are they going to take Deshaun Watson? I'll be very interesting to see. Will the Jets select Deshaun Watson? Or will they go after somebody else? Some players that the Jets could select, like I said, Deshaun Watson, he'd be a good selection. Marshawn Lattimore, that could help out the defense. Mike Williams at wide receiver, he'd be great for them to fill that wide receiver spot. Quarterback, Deshaun Watson. That's at quarterback, they can go with Deshaun Watson if that's what they're going to go with. All right. To me, and there's the second best quarterback in this draft is Deshaun Watson. And you know what? If Deshaun Watson does go to the Jets, then that would be a good selection for them. I mean, I guess they could select this Deshaun Kaiser, or they could select Patrick Mahomes. But Deshaun Watson, he's the best quarterback available, if that is who they're going with. I mean, if you watch his performance during the national championship game, that just proves it himself, that in itself. You know, they need a quarterback. They need a tight end. So O.J. Howard from Alabama, he could be there. They need an offensive tackle. So you know what? The Jets, they have a lot of places that they can go. So the New York Jets with the 6th pick in this year's draft. Last year they went with a linebacker. Last year. No, I don't think they're going to trade Trubisky. Mike Glennon, they might trade him. Maybe. Somebody who can help out their defense. The Jets, they love O.J. Howard, and tight end is a need. So the Jets have a couple of teams that are calling him right now. Jamal Adams, he is on the phone right now. Is he the next player? Hey, producer Mike, do you think that phone call means that he's the next player taken? I really do. I think Jamal Adams is the next player taken. Is it by the Jets or is it by a team that is negotiating with the New York Jets right now? The New York Jets, the current quarterbacks they have on their roster, which is Bryce Petty and Christian Hackenberg, Josh McCown, they're 2-13. And let me just discuss the Chicago Bears real quick. I know they took Trubisky, but let me ask you this. Are they going to trade Mike Glennon? I'm very curious. Because, you know, defense is something we do need. And if we were going to trade Glennon, it would make sense. And you know what? New York Jets, I know Deshaun Watson's on the board, but O.J. Howard, that, you know what? But you know what, Dad? When it comes to the tight end and O.J. Howard, he is a great talent. Great size, great build, very athletic. And if the Jets were going to select anybody, it would be O.J. Howard. But I will say they are going to select Jamal Adams. That is who I think they're taking. So you know what? Jamal Adams, because the pick is in for the New York Jets, I'm going to say it. Jamal Adams from LSU, I looks like he's going to be a Jet. It's very interesting because his dad was a running back who was selected by the New York Giants. You know, I find that interesting that his dad was a running back who was selected by the Giants back in the 1980s. You see in the Jets Nation, you see them up there on the TV screen. They're pumped. They're hyped. We're waiting for Roger Goodell to pop up and be on the podium. So once again, the Jets needs quarterback, offensive tackle, and tight end. Roger Goodell, he is walking up to the podium, and he is getting booed horribly. With the 6th pick, the New York Jets select Jamal Adams, safety from LSU. That is huge. 2 LSU players selected in the top 10. So, you know, we saw the phone call. Jamal Adams going to the New York Jets. His father, George Adams, running back from Kentucky, he was a first-round pick in 1985 by the New York Giants. Now, his son, Jamal Adams, is now going to be going to the New York Jets. You know what? I'm very happy for Jamal Adams. I hope he has a great career. I really do. The next pick is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. Are they going to go with Malik Hooker? You look at Jamal Adams, 5'11", 214 pounds. You look at his highlight films, and it shows why the Jets selected him. He is a great defensive player. You know, Jamal Adams had over 200 tackles and 5 interceptions in his career at LSU. He is a great player, and I think he's going to do great for the New York Jets. The New York Jets' next pick actually is going to be all I'm going to say is I'm happy for Jamal Adams going to the New York Jets. I really am. The New York Jets' next pick will be at pick 39. The Jets, they got to be hoping that a quarterback falls. Wow, Ian Rachiele, he has reported that Cleveland is trying to trade for Washington quarterback Kirk Cousins. Wow. Hey, producer Mike, what do you think about that? So Cleveland is trying to trade for Washington Redskins quarterback Kirk Cousins. You know what? They were expecting to get a quarterback. Preferably, they were going to try to get, Trubisky. But you know what? The Browns, they look like they got their eyes on Kirk Cousins. San Diego Chargers, they are on the board. They have the next pick at pick number 7. Gosh dang it. I just realized I said the San Diego Chargers. It's the Los Angeles Chargers. Ian, what are you doing? I got to start calling them the Los Angeles Chargers. So the Los Angeles Chargers had the 7th pick. They really need a safety. They need a replacement for Eric Weddle. But Malik Hooker, safety from Ohio State, he's still on the board. Some other players that are still available. You know, you have Marshawn Lattimore at corner. All right. The players that are still available, Marshawn Lattimore at corner. You have Mike Williams, the wide receiver from Clemson. Deshaun Watson, he's still on the board. Malik Hooker, Christian McCaffrey, he's still there. Jonathan Allen, he's the best player available according to Mel Kiper. So you know what? Mel Kiper says that Jonathan Allen's the best player available. Hey, maybe they'll take him. Jamal Adams, they're interviewing him right now. I am very happy for him. You know, I'm very happy that Jamal Adams is now playing for the Jets. But let's see what the Chargers do. There's 3 minutes left on their draft clock. Their first-round pick was Joey Bosa. You know, they've had Phillip Rivers since 2004. Maybe they'll move on. Maybe they'll get a younger quarterback. We do not know. I find it interesting Jamal Adams making that same note that he's on the Jets when his father was on the Giants almost 30 years ago. And I like the fact that the Jets said that they were going to take Adams if he was available. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Hey, producer. Hey, producer Lorraine, you got a word?
Great draft.
All right. My producer, she said that was a great draft. This Los Angeles Chargers, they've been working out Deshaun Watson. Is this where Watson's going to go? So you know what? This has been a great draft so far. Producer Mike, he has to go. You got one final comment. Producer Mike has one final comment. Let me have him say it.
Go Trubisky.
What you should say is go Bears. I will say, though, I do like Mitchell Trubisky. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. You know what? I'm very curious to see what the Chargers do with this pick. The pick is in. So the pick is in for the Los Angeles Chargers. For anyone who does not know, this is not the first time we've had two teams in Los Angeles. The Raiders and the Rams, they were there for about 12 years in the 1982 to 1994. They both left. They both went their separate ways. 2016, the St. Louis Rams went to Los Angeles. And then this year, the San Diego Chargers are moving to Los Angeles. So two teams in Los Angeles. Let's see how the Los Angeles Chargers do with this selection. Hey, Diego, you're a Cowboys fan? Hey, man, that's very cool. I was born in Texas, so Cowboys, that's good. All right, so you want to hear a 28th pick. All right. We got a long way to go, my friend. But we'll get there eventually. Los Angeles Chargers. Roger Goodell has walked up to the podium. Let's see who they select. With the 7th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Roger Goodell selects Mike Williams, wide receiver from Clemson. So, wow, the Los Angeles Chargers get a wide receiver in Mike Williams. Good pick. So, Mike Williams, the big wide receiver from Clemson, he is going to Los Angeles. I am very happy for Mike Williams. And here's the thing. This is the third Clemson wide receiver drafted in the first round since 2013. Sammy Watkins. He was the last one that comes to my mind. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think it was a good decision by the Los Angeles Chargers to get wide receiver Mike Williams from Clemson? So, you know, Mike Williams, 6'3", 218 pounds. You know, you look at Mike Williams, and Mike Williams to me is a player that is going to help out. Is going to help out the Chargers organization. Think about it. All the wide receivers that have been selected by Clemson. Sammy Watkins in 2014. Martavius Bryant by the Steelers. DeAndre Hopkins was selected by Houston. They've had a lot of great picks. So you know what? All I'm going to say is that I'm happy for Mike Williams. Good luck in Los Angeles. And I hope he does well. So we've had 2 wide receivers taken in the top 10. That is pretty good. So Carolina Panthers, they have the 5th pick. Not 5th. They have 5 minutes left on the clock. They're the 8th pick. Let's see what the Carolina Panthers do here. I want to give a shout out real quick to Jamie Thompson. He's a big Panthers fan. I guarantee you he's watching right now. If I wasn't busy at the moment, I would call him and see who he thinks they're going to select. You know what? Panthers, they really need a running back. I want them to select McCaffrey, personally. You know what? Carolina Panthers, Christian McCaffrey is going to be a great fit. So hopefully they select him. So the way I look at it right now, Carolina Panthers, they need a running back. Christian McCaffrey, he is a great selection for them. So the pick is in for the Carolina Panthers. Roger Goodell walking to the podium. Let's see who he announces. Commissioner is not making his way yet. There he is, Roger Goodell. You can tell when he's there because they boo the living crap out of him. So yeah, you can tell when he's being there, and he is being accompanied by somebody. I think that's Thomas Davis. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, that is Thomas Davis. That is alongside him. He is going to announce the Panthers pick. With the 8th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Christian McCaffrey, running back from Stanford. That is a great pick. Great pick by Carolina Panthers. So you know what? Christian McCaffrey, pick by the Carolina Panthers, a great selection by him. For people who might not know, Christian McCaffrey, he is related to Ed McCaffrey, the former wide receiver on the Denver Broncos. So Christian McCaffrey from Stanford. Hey, Jonathan Allen has not been selected yet, but he will be soon. Trust me. I would be surprised if Jonathan Allen falls out of the top 10. So now on the clock at pick number 9, the Cincinnati Bengals. Their first pick last year was William Jackson from cornerback. Let's remember, the Cincinnati Bengals' last playoff win was back in 1990. You know what? Cincinnati Bengals, they need a defensive lineman, but they also need a wide receiver. The way I look at it, those are the two biggest needs for the Cincinnati Bengals. Hey, you're an Alabama fan, and there's no problem with that. I'm friends with a lot of people that are from the Crimson Tide. Yeah, Jonathan Allen was supposed to be a top 5 pick. He's fallen a little bit, but believe me, Jonathan Allen is going to be taken by a pretty good team. So there is 4 minutes left on the clock for the Bengals to make their selection. Interesting note: the Bengals have 11 picks in this draft, so maybe they'll make a lot of good uses of it. Let me look at the credentials of Christian McCaffrey. 5'11", 202 pounds. You look at the highlights of Christian McCaffrey, and he is meant to play running back. Yeah, he should. Yeah, you're right. Jonathan Allen, he should be a top 5 pick. He's fallen a little bit. He's going to go to a pretty good team. I will say that. But hey, you're an Alabama fan, so you know what? O.J. Howard, he's still there. Reuben Foster, our linebacker, he's still on the board. Marlon Humphrey, their corner. So yeah, a lot of good players from Alabama still left on the board. Their offensive tackle, Cam Robinson, he's also from Alabama. A lot of great talent on that Alabama team. I had the Cincinnati Bengals actually. I think they're going to take Jonathan Allen. I do not see any reason why they would pass up on him. But yeah, man, I would be surprised if the Bengals did not grab Jonathan Allen right here. That would make a great selection for him. So Bengals have 2 minutes left on the clock to make their pick. That hopefully they'll make it soon. I will say though, I do feel bad for Cincinnati Bengals fans. It's been so many years since they've won a playoff game, and this is the first top 10 pick for the Bengals since 2011 when they drafted AJ Green. The pick is in for the Cincinnati Bengals. We're going to be waiting on Roger Goodell to make his selection, to walk up to the podium and say who it is. Christian McCaffrey, the recently drafted by the Carolina Panthers. He is on the TV right now being interviewed. For anyone is wondering, the reason why I cannot play audio from the actual draft is because it would be copyrighted. Like, I would have this taken down in 5 seconds. So that's why it's just me talking, for anyone who's wondering. Hey, oh, you're a Raiders fan because of Amari Cooper. That's cool. My grandma, she's a Raiders fan. My producer, Lorene, she's a Raiders fan. So I ain't got no problem with Raiders fans. They're cool. So the pick is in. Once McCaffrey's interview is over, we're going to see who Roger Goodell announces. What college and NFL team do you go for? Well, I'm a Chicago Bears guy. I've been a Bears fan since I was a little kid. So Chicago Bears is my NFL team. My college is UNLV. My college is UNLV. I know they suck when it comes to college football, but you know what? That's my college. That's where I'm going to be attending very soon. So my college is UNLV. My NFL is Chicago Bears. So while we are waiting on Roger Goodell, yeah, we just got a really good basketball player for UNLV. That's correct. Roger Goodell is walked to the podium, being booed like always. So the Cincinnati Bengals with the 9th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. The Bengals have selected wide receiver John Ross from Washington. So the Cincinnati Bengals have selected the fastest player in the NFL Draft. Wow. So the Bengals, they select somebody to play alongside A.J. Green. And they select the fastest player in this draft. So now I'm wondering if what the Bills are going to take here. Because I'm looking at the players that are still available. Marshawn Lattimore, he's still available from Ohio State. Deshaun Watson, the Bills could take a quarterback for all we know. Malik Hooker from Ohio State, he's still available. Jonathan Allen from Alabama, he's still available. And Reuben Foster, linebacker from Alabama. Those are my 5 players that are the best available right now. Let's see who the Bills take with this selection. So, yeah, John Ross, who ran a 4.22 at the 40-yard dash at the Combine. He has been selected. He has been selected by the Bengals. Wait, whoa. The Kansas City Chiefs have made a trade for the number 10 pick. You have to go, but I'll be right back. All right. As long as you come back for the Raiders pick, then that's cool. So there has been a trade, ladies and gentlemen. The Kansas City Chiefs have acquired the 10th pick from the Buffalo Bills. I will tell you what they gave up for that pick in just a second. Oh, yeah. So in 1 second, I will tell you what the Chiefs gave up to get the number 10 pick. So, yeah. So far, the draft. Very exciting. Man, it's been a great draft so far. So many great players have been taken by so many good teams. And there will definitely be a lot of impact from this draft. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think the Chiefs traded so they could get Deshaun Watson. They need a quarterback or they need a running back. I'm going to say it. They're going. I think they're drafting Deshaun Watson. Yep, I'm calling it. I think the Chiefs traded up so they could get Deshaun Watson. The Chiefs, they need a quarterback, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's why they traded up. So we have 2 minutes left on the clock for Kansas City. Like I stated, they need a quarterback or they need a running back. Them trading for the 10th pick, it makes me question. Are they going for Deshaun Watson? It wouldn't surprise me if they're going for Deshaun Watson. Because to me, I don't think they would trade up to get Dalvin Cook. He's a great running back, but I don't think that's why they're trading up. I think they're trading up to get Deshaun Watson. And let's remember, the Chiefs did not have a first-round pick last year. So hopefully they can make up for it this year and draft a quarterback who's going to replace Alex Smith when he gets to his end of his career. I mean, the Chiefs, they have been busy. They signed Eric Berry to a 6-year contract extension earlier this year. And the Kansas City Chiefs, let's remember, they have not selected a quarterback in the first round since Todd Blackledge in 1983. So the Chiefs, like I said, they have made a trade with the Buffalo Bills to get that 10th pick. And if I'm going to be real, I think they're going to get Deshaun Watson from Clemson. My thoughts on Alabama versus Florida State, it's going to be a great game. I'm definitely going to tune in for that. It's going to be a great ball game. I think you can go either way. But you know what? It's going to be a great game to watch, definitely. But you know what? The pick is in. So the Chiefs have made their pick. I'm waiting for Goodell to walk up to the podium to announce it. But I seriously think that they're going to get Deshaun Watson. So here we go. So here is the pick. The Chiefs, to get the 10th pick, they traded the 27th, a third-round pick, and their first-round pick in 2018. So the Chiefs have given up their first-round pick this year, a first-round pick next year, and a third-round pick in 2017. Wow. I say Alabama is going to beat Florida State. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. It's going to be a great game. Definitely will be a great game, but I think it's Alabama that will beat Florida State. But you know what? Kansas City Chiefs, if they were going to trade 2 first-round picks, they got to get a quarterback. There's no reason why they wouldn't make this trade if it wasn't for Deshaun Watson. So here comes Roger Goodell. He is walking to the podium right now. So who is the Chiefs selecting? With the 10th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs have selected Patrick Mahomes, quarterback from Texas Tech. Wow. It's not Deshaun Watson. Patrick Mahomes II from Texas Tech has been selected with the 10th pick in the NFL Draft. So Watson is still available. Wow. Patrick Mahomes, let's remember, his father, Pat Mahomes, he played 11 seasons in Major League Baseball as a pitcher. Okay? His godfather, LeTroy Hawkins, he played in MLB, he played 13 seasons as a reliever. And he could have been a pitcher. In fact, he could have been signed with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but he declined to go to Texas Tech. So you know what? I am very shocked. Pick number 11 is the New Orleans Saints. Can a player from Alabama be taken at this spot? I personally had them choosing Reuben Foster from Alabama. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if the Saints did. Because think about it. Here's my top 5 that are still available. Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State, Deshaun Watson, Malik Hooker, Jonathan Allen, and Reuben Foster. Those are the 5 I still have as the best available. The Saints, they have a very good possibility of choosing defense here. So we have 5 minutes on the clock for the New Orleans Saints. They need defense. They desperately need defense for the New Orleans Saints. Shout out to my boy, John Crapel. He's one of the Saints fans that I know. Shout out to him. So yeah, congrats to Patrick Mahomes becoming the first quarterback selected by the Chiefs since 1983. Hopefully he does well as a replacement to Alex Smith. So yeah, hopefully they choose defense here. Reuben Foster, Jonathan Allen. Those two would be great picks for the New Orleans Saints. 4 minutes left on the clock. I'm counting down the minutes to see if the Saints are making a trade here or if they are going to select a defensive player here. Yeah, Mel Kiper's best available. Top 3 players are Alabama. That is true. That is true. And they really need defense. The Saints, they desperately need defense. One of the worst defenses in the NFL. Foster, Jonathan Allen, they'd be good picks there. But here's the thing, though. The Saints, they need an outside linebacker. That's where Reuben Foster comes in. All right. They also could use a wide receiver or a corner. Two minutes left on the clock for the Saints. To me, it is either they're making a trade or they're trying to decide who do they want to select. You know, defense is something they really need. So Reuben Foster, Jonathan Allen, both great players from Alabama. They'd be great selections for the Saints. Here's an interesting fact. Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback from Texas Tech, he is the second player ever from Texas Tech to be selected in the first round, joining Michael Crabtree. So that is an interesting fact right there. Only 2 Texas Tech players have been selected in the first round. So 1 minute left on the clock for the Saints. Let's see what they do here. All right, so 90 seconds left for the Saints to make a decision here. I'm actually right now messaging one of my friends who's a Saints fan. I want to see who he thinks the Saints are going to take here. He says that they better go defense. John, I agree with you there. John, you're one of the only Saints fans I know personally. So you know what? They better go defense. That's right. Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster. The pick is in. So the Saints pick is in a couple of seconds. We'll see what Roger Goodell announces. All right. So, like I said, 31st in defense is the New Orleans Saints. Okay. They need a cornerback. They need an outside linebacker. But for me, a defensive lineman would not hurt. So, like I said, I am waiting on Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium so we can hear what the pick is. I will say, though, John said that he would prefer a corner. Tre'Davious White, the corner from LSU. Like I said, cornerback is a big need for them, but so is the linebacker position, and it would not hurt to get a defensive lineman. So the Saints, Roger Goodell, he is walking to the podium. You can hear the boos. That's how I know when he's walking to the podium. So with the 11th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback, Ohio State. Wow. You see one of the Saints fans in the crowd. He's happy. Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback from Ohio State. He has been taken off the board. So, yeah, wow. 11 picks in. Still no Alabama players. The next pick is the Cleveland Browns. Hey, maybe the Cleveland Browns are going to select. Or maybe I've been hearing this from Ian Rappaport. Ian Rappaport, I've been hearing from him. The Cleveland Browns are discussing a trade for quarterback Kirk Cousins. That would be huge. So right now, that's what I'm hearing from Ian Rappaport. The Cleveland Browns are discussing a trade with the Washington Redskins to get quarterback Kirk Cousins. So yeah, the Browns are going to have 6 minutes to decide. Hey, any Alabama players taking the first round is better than none, right? I mean, I know the Cleveland Browns have been horrible, but you know what? We've seen in the past, it takes one draft to change a team around. Last year, the Dallas Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, that took that team from a 4-win season to having the best record in all of the NFL. How about the Steelers back in the 1970s? They were considered they were not even existent before then. Before they took Stallworth, Lambert, and Swan all in the same draft. So hey, all it takes is for one draft to turn around your team. And you know what? Any Alabama player taken in the first round is good. So 5 minutes left on the clock. The Cleveland Browns, are they discussing a trade with Kirk Cousins? Is this what they're waiting on? That's what I'm waiting on. Are the Cleveland Browns discussing a trade with Kirk Cousins? For Kirk Cousins. The Cleveland Browns have traded the pick to the Houston Texans. Whoa, this is huge. So this is huge right here. The Houston Texans have traded up from pick 25 to pick 12. So the Houston Texans are now on the clock. I say the Texans are going to be taking Deshaun Watson. So you know what? I agree with Adam Schefter. I think the Texans are trading up so they can get Deshaun Watson. I know I said that about the Chiefs, but right now, Deshaun Watson makes sense. The Houston, yeah, they could get Cam Robinson. Offensive tackle is a huge need, but, you know, their biggest need is the quarterback spot, and I don't see them trading up to not get Deshaun Watson or Deshaun Kaiser. Like, I would be very surprised if they didn't take any of those two. Because to me, the Houston Texans' biggest need. I'm talking to my boy Curtis Evans. He's been a guest on IJR Sports in the past. I asked him, are they taking Watson? He's saying yes. So you know what, Curtis? I hope you're right. Houston Texans, with 2 minutes left on the clock, they traded up to get the 12th pick. Their quarterback and their offensive tackle is two of the biggest needs for the Houston Texans. So the Houston Texans have made their trade to get the 12th pick. And right now, I say they're going to go with Deshaun Watson. But yeah, I'm looking at Deshaun Watson right now in the war room. And you know what? I would be surprised if he is not taken here or by the Cardinals with the next pick. Because here is my top 5 right now. My top 5 available. Deshaun Watson, Malik Hooker, Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, then Deshaun Kaiser. Okay? Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame, he's entered the top 5 alongside Reuben Foster, Jonathan Allen, Malik Hooker, and Deshaun Watson. I still don't know what Houston gave up. Hopefully they'll say that in a second. The pick is in for the Houston Texans. Here comes Roger Goodell announcing the pick. With the 12th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Deshaun Watson, quarterback, Clemson. So Deshaun Watson, he is finally selected at pick number 12 by the Houston Texans. This is a great selection for the Houston Texans. Let's face it, Tom Savage, Brandon Weeden, they were not going to lead you anywhere. You got rid of Brock Osweiler. You needed a QB, so you trade up to get Deshaun Watson. Great pick. You know, he's going from Georgia. He's going to Texas. So he was born in Georgia. He's in Clemson. So pack your bags, man. You're coming all the way to Texas. Deshaun Watson, he very well impressed me in that national championship game against Alabama. I know I know there's some Alabama fans that are watching. But to me, Deshaun Watson very well impressed me in that national title game against Alabama. And you know what? I think he's going to do great for the Houston Texans. And hopefully he does well. And here's the thing about Clemson. Because here's the draft history for Clemson. All right. Okay, the last time a quarterback has been selected by Clemson. It was actually Charlie Whitehurst in the third round of 2006. That's the last time a quarterback has been selected by University of Clemson. So I find that very interesting that the last Clemson quarterback to be taken in a draft was 2006, and that was Charlie Whitehurst. Well, like I said, man, I was just impressed by Deshaun Watson, and I was really impressed by how he did in that title game. All right. So the Arizona Cardinals, they have 5 minutes left on their clock now. They have pick number 13. Let's see what the Cardinals do here. Their running back, David Johnson, on his Twitter, he said, "Here we go, Cardinals. Who we gonna get?" I like that. I like that David Johnson's actually, caring about who is his team selecting. I like that. So the way I look at it, when it comes to the Arizona Cardinals, they could take a quarterback to replace Carson Palmer. Like I said, Deshaun Kaiser, he is still on the board. Malik Hooker from Ohio State, the safety, he's still available. Jonathan Allen and Reuben Foster, both great defensive players in Alabama. They're still there. Tight end O.J. Howard from Alabama, he's there as well. So let's see who the Cardinals select with this pick. Four minutes left on the clock. They are currently interviewing Deshaun Watson. Tears in his eyes. I mean, this is probably one of the happiest days of his life right now. So for me, I understand it. Right now, the Cardinals, they need a quarterback or they need a linebacker. That's the two things they need. So Reuben Foster, Deshaun Kaiser, those two, that would be a great pick for Arizona. So with 3 minutes left on the clock for Arizona, I want to see who the Cardinals take. I have them taking Kaiser. I think he'd be a great pick for them. Arizona is going to get Reuben Foster. It's a good possibility, man. It's a good possibility. They need a linebacker, and they also need a quarterback. So Kaiser, Foster, those both are still available. So hopefully Arizona takes one of the two. Because let's face it, Cardinals fans, Carson Palmer, he's in his late 30s. He's at the end of his career. you really need to replace him at quarterback. And when it comes to defense, their linebackers are lacking, and it's one of their biggest needs. The pick is in for the Arizona Cardinals. So the pick is in. So let's wait on Roger Goodell to walk to the podium and get booed like he has for the rest of this night. So yeah, the pick is in, man. So I'm just gonna wait for Goodell to walk to the podium and see who the pick is. The way I look at it, the Arizona Cardinals, they need to take advantage of this pick. So like I said, while I'm waiting for the Arizona Cardinals to make their pick, let me ask you this, because I just saw this tweet pop up on my news feed from Mitchell Trubisky. I'm a Chicago Bear. Let's go. Can't wait to get to work. Hashtag NFL Draft 2017. Mitchell Trubisky, I am happy that you're a Chicago Bear. As a Bears fan, I'm happy that you are here. And yeah, let's get to work on that. Yeah. JJ Watt on Twitter said, "Welcome to Houston at Deshaun Watson." Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great for Deshaun Watson. Already getting a huge welcome from JJ Watt, who has been the mainstay and the star for the Houston Texans for so many years. So that's great for JJ Watt to welcome Deshaun Watson. So I'm just waiting for Roger Goodell. Interesting thing, the attendance tonight for the 2017 NFL Draft, 20,000 people are actually here in Philadelphia to attend the NFL Draft. That is amazing. I find that amazing that 20,000 people are in attendance to watch the NFL Draft live. And I also want to say real quick, shout out to everybody who has been watching this NFL Draft. Shout out to everybody who's doing that. And I want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's been supporting IJR Sports. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button so you can get more content from me. All right, here he comes, Roger Goodell. Like I said, I'm just hoping that Roger Goodell makes the right decision. So with the 13th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Hassan Reddick, linebacker from Temple. Wow. And there's a couple of Temple's fans in attendance. They're happy. Hassan Reddick, big hug from one of his family members. So, wow. So Hassan Reddick, he goes ahead of Reuben Foster. So Hassan Reddick, a walk-on at Temple, is now the 13th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. Jim Brown has welcomed Myles Garrett to the Cleveland Browns. That is a lot of pressure right there. Myles Garrett being welcomed by the Hall of Famer, Jim Brown. So the next pick is the Philadelphia Eagles, the hometown team where the NFL draft is being held. I guarantee that this pick is going to have a lot of cheers or a lot of boos, depending on who they select. So the hometown team, they're up, the Philadelphia Eagles. I had the Eagles selecting O.J. Howard from Alabama. That's who I had them selecting. Because last year's first round pick was Carson Wentz. So hopefully the Eagles make a right pick here. 4 minutes on the clock. Yeah, man. OMG, man. Reddick chosen over Jonathan Allen and Reuben Foster. You know what? Cardinals, they must have saw something in Reddick and that made them choose him. There's something they must have saw. So with 3 minutes left on the clock, the Eagles are up on pick number 14. And you know what? The hometown team is on the clock with the Philadelphia Eagles. Here, once again, the top 5 available, according to my list. Malik Hooker, safety from Ohio State. Jonathan Allen, defensive end from Alabama. Reuben Foster, linebacker from Alabama. Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame. And O.J. Howard from Alabama. Those are the 5 that are best available on my board. So hopefully one of those 5 gets selected. I have O.J. Howard going to the Eagles. I think he'd be a great fit for them. 2 minutes left on the clock for the Philadelphia Eagles. So the local team, and you hear, and I, like I said, I can't play the audio. I can't play the audio because it would get copyrighted, but there is so many cheers going on right now. Like the Eagles fan base, they are going electric right now. Right now, the Eagles, a corner and a running back. That is kind of what I see when it comes to the Eagles. A corner and a running back as their 2 biggest needs. But O.J. Howard, the best player available at this point. I would be surprised if they passed up on him. They need a corner. They need a corner, so you know what? Maybe they'll go after Marlon Humphrey. But running back, maybe they'll go after Delvin Cook. But like I said, O.J. Howard's best player available at this right now. So let's see who the Eagles select. The pick is in. The crowd is getting fired up. They're getting rowdy. The pick is in for the Philadelphia Eagles. The crowd is fired up. And now we are waiting for Roger Goodell to hit the podium. There's some shots of the crowd. Some fans wearing the Malcolm Jenkins, Carson Wentz jerseys. A lot of Eagles jerseys in the crowd. Like right now, this crowd is going insane right now. There are fans screaming at the top of their lungs. They are excited. They are hyped. So Roger Goodell, he's gonna hopefully he starts making his way to the podium so we can hear what the local team, the Philadelphia Eagles, have selected. Here we go. Roger Goodell walking to the podium. Man, listen to these Eagles fans. They are so pumped. I think this is the only time that Roger Goodell is not going to get booed. But seriously, I think this is the only time he hasn't gotten booed. Okay, correction. He's getting booed a little bit, but there's still a lot of cheers. Roger Goodell being accompanied by the members of the Martin Luther King High School football team are accompanying Roger Goodell to the podium. People who do not know, the Martin Luther King High School is in Philadelphia. So the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to be making their selection right now. With the 14th pick, the Philadelphia Eagles have selected Derek Barnett from Tennessee. Wow. So defensive end Derek Barnett from Tennessee goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. So Derek Barnett, who surpassed Reggie White when it came to Tennessee. You know, Derek Barnett from Nashville, Tennessee. Now he's going to be making his way down to Philly. Yeah, man, I know. Still no Alabama players. It's surprising to me. So Derek Barnett from Tennessee has been selected by the Eagles. Him getting a hug from Roger Goodell. So Derek Barnett holding up that Eagles jersey. A lot of applaud. So many applauds and a lot of cheers in the crowd. You know, Derek Barnett, 6'3", 259 pounds, the junior from Tennessee. You look at his highlights, great player. Like I said, surpassed Reggie White at Tennessee, which is a lot, describing how Reggie White considered one of the greatest defensive ends of all time. Pick number 15 is the Indianapolis Colts. They're going to have 5 minutes to make their decision. Makes me, you know what? I had the Colts selecting Tarkus McKinley from UCLA. But you know what? Looking at my draft board, Hooker's still there, Allen's still there, Foster's still there, Howard, Kaiser. You know what? I think this is where Jonathan Allen's going to go. I would be shocked if Jonathan Allen slips past Indianapolis. But yet again, I've been surprised about a lot of picks in this draft. All right. But I do think it's interesting. The Eagles have gotten a guy who is quick, explosive, somebody who can go after and get the quarterback at a fast rate. So Eagles, they got a good pick in Barnett. I wish him well. So like I said, Colts had the 15th pick. I really see Jonathan Allen going here. If it's not Jonathan Allen, then maybe McKinley or maybe McKinley. I'm saying Taco Charlton. They need help on the defensive side for Indianapolis. So yeah, Derek Barnett going to the Eagles. The pick is in for the Indianapolis Colts. We're going to be waiting on Goodell to, they're going to be waiting on Goodell to make his decision. In the meantime, during this commercial break, I am going to be right back. So we are going to take a short break here for the 2017 NFL Draft. I will be right back. I will be right back in just a second. All right, I am back. I just had to go get some food real quick. Anyway, 15 picks. 15 picks so far. Indianapolis Colts. They need an offensive lineman very badly, but they also need a defensive lineman. Basically, they need help on that line, offense or defense. So, Garrett Boyles, he could be at this pick. Jonathan Allen, he could be here as well. Mel Kiper's best available, top three are Alabama, followed by Malik Hooker and Charles Harris. So, yeah, the pick is in for the Indianapolis Colts. Roger Goodell has walked over to the podium. Let's see who the Colts select with the 15th pick. With the 15th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Malik Hooker, safety from Ohio State. So Malik Hooker, safety from Ohio State. He is going to the Indianapolis Colts. Here's some things about Hooker. He is a hometown kid from Pennsylvania. He was a 4-year basketball player in high school. He was the 2014 Pittsburgh Male Athlete of the Year. And he dedicated his last season. And Hooker dedicated his season at Ohio State to his two cousins who passed away earlier last year. So it's very interesting that the hometown kid in Hooker is going to Indianapolis. He's not gonna move far. He's out there in Ohio going to Indiana, not far of a move. Pick number 16, the Baltimore Ravens. Hey man, I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but it is very strange that, top three best available are Alabama players. So, yeah, I do find that a little bit strange. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose, but it's just strange, So, pick number 16 with the Ravens. 3 minutes on the clock. I had the Baltimore Ravens selecting a wide receiver. That's who I had them taking. But, their needs right now, they need an outside linebacker, and they need an offensive lineman. So you look at the needs for the Baltimore Ravens. Reuben Foster, he's still there. Garrett Boyles from Utah. My top 5 available: Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame, OJ Howard from Alabama, and Tarkus McKinley from UCLA. That's the top 5 I have right now. I want to see if Allen is going to keep falling. Well, Allen or Foster. Like I said, the Ravens, they really need a linebacker, so Reuben Foster would make sense. An offensive lineman, so Garrett Boyles from Utah, that would make a lot of sense for the Ravens. So a linebacker and offensive lineman is what the Ravens need. So Reuben Foster makes a lot of sense for them. So the pick is in. So we are going to wait to see who the Ravens have selected by Roger Goodell. So we are waiting for Roger Goodell to announce the pick. I personally think it's going to be Reuben Foster. To me, Reuben Foster, he is the best player available. Allen's at 2, but Reuben Foster's at 1. Reuben Foster's at the best available. Jonathan Allen's at 2. So I'd be surprised if Foster isn't taken here by the Ravens. You look at the Baltimore Ravens. They chose a tackle last year. Their last 5 drafts, they went safety, linebacker, wide receiver, then tackle. So, to me, I think they're going to go with Reuben Foster here. So we are waiting on the pick. I will say, though, this has been a very exciting draft. So while they're on commercial break and we're waiting for the pick for the Baltimore Ravens, I do want to say thanks to everybody who has been tuning in to this draft. Really do appreciate that. Right now, I am just waiting for one of the key storylines for this draft. We have had 3 trades. The Bears, they traded up to get Mitch Trubisky. The Chiefs, they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes. And the Texans traded up to get Deshaun Watson. So Roger Goodell walking up to the podium to announce the Baltimore Ravens pick. Baltimore Ravens to announce the pick alongside Roger Goodell is somebody from Make-A-Wish. I didn't catch the name. I apologize, but it is a kid from Make-A-Wish. 14-year-old kid from Make-A-Wish. So the Baltimore Ravens pick. Oh, so TJ, a kid from Make-A-Wish, he is going to announce the 16th pick. With the 16th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Marlon Humphrey, cornerback from Alabama. So, hey, man, a Alabama player has finally been taken. So, yeah, Marlon Humphrey, cornerback from Alabama. He has been taken by Baltimore. And you see in the crowd somebody wearing an Alabama hat and a Baltimore Ravens jersey. That's nice. I like that. Marlon Humphrey, the son of former NFL running back Bobby Humphrey. So, yeah. Yeah, man, finally. Alabama, they finally have a player taken. Marlon Humphrey, he's going to be a good fit for the Baltimore Ravens. They're showing footage of his father, Bobby Humphrey. Like I said, a former running back in the NFL. So, yeah, great pick. You know, we're watching the footage of Marlon Humphrey. An absolute great pick. Here is the Washington Redskins. At pick number 17, I'm still wondering if Cleveland's still trying to make a move for Kirk Cousins. Yeah, man, that 14-year-old Make-A-Wish kid, yeah, he went crazy when he saw Marlon Humphrey, man. He's excited, just like a lot of fans are in Baltimore. Marlon Humphrey, great addition for the Baltimore Ravens. I find it interesting that Trey Wingo is talking about the Alabama players. Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, Cam Robinson, they're still available. Like, I'm still wondering, is Cleveland trading for Kirk Cousins? I haven't heard anything in a while. So I don't know if they're still doing that or not. Jonathan Allen going to Washington, maybe, man. Maybe. It all depends on what Washington needs, you know? I've said that Washington needs a linebacker. So Reuben Foster, he'd be a great pick there. So the top 5 available on Mel Kiper's board: Jonathan Allen, O.J. Howard, Reuben Foster, Charles Harris, and Gerard Davis. I will say this. Let me tell you who the Redskins need. They need somebody on defense. All right. You know, you look what's on the board right now. Jonathan Allen, he's still there. Reuben Foster, Deshaun Kaiser, O.J. Howard, Tarkus McKinley, he's still there. Delvin Cook, a running back, if the Redskins need one of those. The best offensive tackle in the draft, he's still available, Garrett Boyles. So, yeah, they are all still available. You know, a lot of people have been saying that Jabril Peppers was going to go to the Redskins. I thought about that for a second. I don't know. That diluted sample he had, that will probably put away some of those rumors, you know. I don't know if the Redskins would take a chance on Peppers. I don't even know where he'll go, if I'm going to be honest. So, yeah, man, Jonathan Allen, Reuben Foster, or who knows, the Redskins, they could be making a trade with Cleveland. You know, Cleveland getting Kirk Cousins. So the pick is in for the Washington Redskins. Here's what I'm going to do. Until they announce their pick, I am going to mute my mic for a second. So yeah, I'm going to mute my mic for just a second, and then I will turn it back on to announce the Redskins pick. So I will be right back. All right, we are back. Washington Redskins pick is in. There's been a lot of changes for the Washington Redskins. Their offensive coordinator, he went to the Rams. His defensive coordinator, he left. Their GM got fired. They lost a couple players. Deshaun Jackson was one of them that came to mind. So here's what I'm going to do. After the Redskins make their pick, I'm going to repeat. All right, I'm going to recap who has been selected so far. So for the people who just joined or the people who are just tuning in, here's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to recap every pick up to this point. So after this Redskins pick, who I'm about to announce. So with the 17th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Redskins select Jonathan Allen, defensive end, Alabama. So Jonathan Allen, defensive end from Alabama. He has been taken with the 17th pick by the Washington Redskins. So back-to-back players being selected from Alabama. So he is not going to move far. His hometown is in Virginia. He is going to be going to Washington, D.C. So now the Redskins have made their pick. I am now going to recap all of the picks that have happened so far. So with the first pick, the Cleveland Browns selected defensive end Myles Garrett from Texas A&M. I got that pick right. There was a trade for pick number 2. The Bears traded with the 49ers. And the Bears picked Mitchell Trubisky from North Carolina. The third pick, the 49ers chose Solomon Thomas, defensive end from Stanford. The fourth pick, the Jaguars selected Leonard Fournette, running back from LSU. The fifth pick, the Titans, with a trade from the Rams, selected wide receiver Corey Davis from Western Michigan. Pick number 6, the New York Jets selected Jamal Adams, safety from LSU. Pick number 7, the Los Angeles Chargers, they selected wide receiver Mike Williams from Clemson. Pick number 8, the Carolina Panthers selected running back Christian McCaffrey from Stanford. Just letting everyone know, I had Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Solomon Thomas, and Myles Garrett correct. So I've had 4 picks correct. Pick number 9, Cincinnati Bengals selected the fastest man in the draft, wide receiver John Ross from Washington. Pick number 10, the Chiefs. They traded with the Buffalo Bills to get quarterback Pat Mahomes II from Texas Tech. Pick number 11, the Saints. They selected Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback from Ohio State. The Houston Texans, they traded up with the Cleveland Browns to get their quarterback Deshaun Watson from Clemson. Pick number 13, the Arizona Cardinals. They selected linebacker Hassan Reddick from Temple. Pick number 14, the Eagles, with a trade from the Minnesota Vikings. They got defensive end Derek Barnett from Tennessee. Pick number 15, the Colts. They had selected Malik Hooker, safety from Ohio State. With the 16th pick, the Ravens had selected cornerback Marlon Humphrey from Alabama. And the last pick, Jonathan Allen, defensive end from Alabama, going to the Redskins at 17. So now the pick 18 is the Tennessee Titans. Their pick is in. Yeah, I did not see the Alabama spring game. I didn't watch it. I really don't watch spring games. I hate to say it, but I just don't like them. I know there's a lot of people who do, but I'm just personally not a fan of it. I do see that you are very happy with Jonathan Allen. Reuben Foster, OJ Howard, yep, they could be next. That is true. They could be next. So, yeah, pick number 18, the Tennessee Titans. You know, you look at the Tennessee Titans. You know, they selected Corey Davis with that 5th pick. So the way I look at it, the Titans, they need to make this 2nd pick count. You chose Corey Davis with that 5th pick. Great job. Now, can you capitalize on this 18th pick? So now, here is my top 5. Here's my 5 best available. Reuben Foster, Kaiser, OJ Howard, Tarkus McKinley, and Delvin Cook. That is the best 5 that are still available on my board. So Delvin Cook, Tarkus McKinley, OJ Howard, Kaiser, and Reuben Foster. Here is the pick. With the 18th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans have selected Adoree Jackson, cornerback from USC. So the Tennessee Titans, they get themselves a number 1 corner to go against DeAndre Hopkins, T.Y. Hilton, and Allen Robinson. So they get their number 1 corner and Adoree Jackson. So, yeah, Titans with their 2nd pick, their 2nd first-round pick, they get Adoree Jackson from USC. Yeah, Adoree Jackson, I caught that. He called him a defensive end. He's a corner. So, Adoree Jackson, corner from USC, great player. I say he is going to make a big difference for the Tennessee Titans. Pick number 19 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is the first winning season they had since 2010. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I had them choosing Delvin Cook. The Bucs, they need a running back very badly. So I wouldn't be surprised they chose Delvin Cook here. But like I said, my 5 best available: Delvin Cook, the running back for Florida State; Tarkus McKinley, the defensive end from UCLA; OJ Howard, the tight end from Alabama; Deshaun Kaiser, the quarterback from Notre Dame; and Reuben Foster, the linebacker from Alabama. That's the best 5 I have available. So yeah, the pick is in. The Buccaneers, they have made their decision. We're gonna wait on Roger Goodell to make his to announce it. So Adoree Jackson was taken by the Titans. We are going to be waiting on the Buccaneers pick. Like I said, I had them taking. Now that I think about it, OJ Howard, he would make sense at this pick. Yeah, OJ Howard, the tight end from Alabama, he would make sense here. But you know what? Now that I think about it, Buccaneers getting OJ Howard, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, man, OJ Howard, they need a tight end, so he can make a lot of sense. So if it isn't Delvin Cook, then OJ Howard, those two would be good choices for the Buccaneers. I will say though, the Buccaneers, they have a pretty good chance at going to the playoffs next year. I think they have a pretty good chance at it. And I will say, shout out to Buck Flair. I need you to get on the IJR Sports show one of these days, Buck Flair. So pick 19, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm waiting for Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium. And here we go. So Roger Goodell waiting for him just to make his way to the podium. You know, I will say, like I said earlier, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they are rising right now. They are rising, and I think that it is a great decision by them. You know, great decision. And here we go. Roger Goodell walking to the podium, being booed like always. 19th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have selected O.J. Howard, tight end from Alabama. Great selection. Great job. Man, that guy in the crowd, he is cheering very, very, very happily. So 3 out of the past 4 picks have been from University of Alabama Crimson Tide. This is the second time a Alabama tight end has been selected in the first round. The first one, Ozzie Newsome. That is a very, very big name. Ozzie Newsome, the Hall of Famer. The Denver Broncos, they're going to have the next pick at pick number 20. Their pick is already in. The Broncos, they obviously know who they're taking. I'm going to say it. I would be surprised if they didn't take Garrett Boyles at this pick. And if it wasn't Garrett Boyles and Forrest Lamp, because they need an offensive tackle. So Denver Broncos, their pick's already in. They already knew who it was going to be. So Broncos pick is in. We're going to wait for Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium. But yeah, O.J. Howard, he fell. He definitely fell in this draft, but hopefully it was the best move for him, because if he's fell to the right team, then it will make this day a whole lot better. Because let's all be real. Sometimes falling a little bit in the draft to the right team makes a whole lot of it. Imagine the Broncos or Reuben Foster. I mean, I could see it. I think they're going to go offensive tackle. I personally do. You know, their biggest need is the offensive line. But Reuben Foster, the Broncos, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see it. Here we go. Roger Goodell walking to the podium. With the 20th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos have selected Garrett Boyles, offensive tackle from Utah. This is my 5th pick I have made correctly. So that is the 5th pick I have made correct here. They need an offensive tackle very badly. So now here is the 5 best available still on my board. Reuben Foster, Deshaun Kaiser, Tarkus McKinley, Delvin Cook, and David Njoku. Those are my 5 still best available. So yeah, Garrett Boyles, the offensive tackle from Utah, he is off the board. So Denver Broncos have made a pretty good pick. Yes, I did say that. And you see his kid. So Garrett Boyle, he brought his kid on this stage. That is very cool. Great job by Garrett Boyles. So the next pick will be the Detroit Lions. That will be the next pick. You know, Garrett Boyles, 6'5", 297 pounds. He is a great offensive lineman, and he should be able to make an instant impact for the Denver Broncos. So, yep, the Detroit Lions, they're on the clock. Last year, they chose an offensive lineman. I have them selecting David Njoku from Miami. That's who I had. But I would not be surprised if they went with Delvin Cook here. Like, I have Njoku from Miami, but you know what? Delvin Cook, the running back from Florida State, he would be a great addition to the Lions offense. I really like the fact that Garrett Boyles brought his son on stage. I know that some people don't like it, but I really do. I think that's pretty cool. The Detroit Lions, their pick is in. So the Detroit Lions pick is in. I say David Njoku from Miami, or I say Delvin Cook from Florida State. They are currently interviewing Garrett Boyles. So yeah, Garrett Boyles. This is a very good story. The story of Garrett Boyles. You know what? So Detroit Lions pick is in at number 21. Hey, producer Mike, you got something you want to say? Hey, producer Lorene, you got something you want to say?
So far, so bad.
Hey, producer Mike. Hey, producer Lorene, what'd you say?
The draft has been a nightmare
Why has it been a nightmare?
because the people that were supposed to be picked aren't picked.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was producer Lorene right there. I'm a fan of this draft. I guess she isn't. Anyway, pick number 21, Detroit Lions. So while they're on commercial break, I will say, though, I have really liked this draft so far. I know my producer, Lorene, she didn't, but all I'm going to say is that some people are liking this draft, some people aren't. But to me, the whole point is that these teams are making these deals and they're trying to draft the best player for their franchise. And I say a lot of teams have done that tonight. A lot of teams have chosen the players that are right for their future. So, yeah. So, Detroit Lions pick is in. Once they're done with the State Farm commercials, Roger Goodell will be on the podium. Detroit Lions last year started off hot, went to the playoffs, got annihilated by Seahawks. I will say, though, Matthew Stafford has become the comeback kid for the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, thank you to everybody who has been tuning in. Like I said, not much to talk about. I mean, I can't recap the picks in the short amount of time. All right, they are back. We are back here, 2017 NFL Draft. Detroit Lions, their pick is in. Let's see who they select. I want to see what the Motor City Machine Guns select. So far, just to do a quick recap, we have had 3 trades that all resulted in quarterbacks being selected. Myles Garrett was taken first overall, and we have had 3 Alabama players selected in the past in 4 picks. All right. Roger Goodell is walking to the podium to announce the Detroit Lions pick. With the 21st pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Detroit Lions select Jarrad Davis, linebacker from Florida. So the Detroit Lions went linebacker, and they chose Jarrad Davis from Florida. 6'1", 238. That's good for them. Hopefully, Davis works out for him. So Detroit Lions, they went linebacker here. Miami Dolphins, they have the next pick at pick number 22. Yeah, all right. Miami Dolphins, their pick is in, so we're going to have to wait for Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium. Have the Miami Dolphins selecting. I actually don't remember. This would have been a lot better if I actually would have had my mock draft with me. Maybe Jabril Peppers. I don't remember who I actually chose, but it was maybe Jabril Peppers. Here is my 5 best available. Here's my updated top 5 available. Deshaun Kaiser, Tarkus McKinley, running back Delvin Cook, tight end David Njoku, and safety Jabril Peppers. Those are the top 5. Those are the best 5 available. Roger Goodell has made his way to the podium to announce the Dolphins pick. Here it is. 22nd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Charles Harris, defensive end, Missouri. All right, that's a good pick by the Miami Dolphins. Charles Harris, one of the best defensive ends in this draft. Charles Harris brought to you by Jack Links. So yeah, good job, Charles Harris. Congrats to you being drafted. You know, he's 6'2", 253 pounds, the junior from Missouri. I was very impressed by his performance against Georgia last year. Very impressed. The New York Giants, they have the next pick. You know, you look at the New York Giants, you know, they haven't won the division since 2011. They really haven't done anything since 2011 besides drafting a wide receiver named Odell Beckham. Hopefully the Giants can turn their luck around in this draft. The way I look at it, the New York Giants, I have them choosing Forrest Lamp. I have them choosing Forrest Lamp, or I have them selecting, Forrest Lamp. I think he's the best offensive lineman still available. They need to protect Eli Manning. It makes sense. The pick is in for the New York Giants. So let's see what Roger Goodell says when he gets to the podium. So yeah, I want to say thanks to everybody who has been tuning in. So yeah, Giants pick is in. We are waiting on Roger Goodell to make his way to the podium to announce the pick. They're showing a shot of Gerard Davis, making that and talking on the phone. So Charles Davis, the defensive end from Missouri, he has made his way to Miami. My pick for the Giants, Forrest Lamp, the guard from Western Kentucky. Here's the thing about Western Kentucky. The last time a team in Western Kentucky interesting thing, the last time there was the highest selection, the highest selected pick, the highest selection ever for a Western Kentucky player was 2002, Joseph Jefferson, cornerback by Indianapolis. There has been no Western Kentucky player selected in the first or second round. So all I'm going to say is that it sounds like it will be the first time a Western Kentucky player is selected in the first round. So yeah, Giants pick is in. Hopefully they go with Forrest Lamp. So yeah, Giants pick. I'm waiting for Roger Goodell to make the pick. You know, New York Giants, like I said, 2011 is the last time they've won that division. You know, they need an offensive tackle. They need a linebacker. And all I'm going to say is that the Giants... All I'm going to say is that the Giants, they need to upgrade. They need to change. All right? All I'm going to say is the Giants need to fix. They have some needs they need to fix. Hopefully they fix them with this pick. So, like I said, just waiting for Roger Goodell here. We're having a live look at the war room. 5 minutes are left on Oakland's clock for anyone who's curious. The Giants, they were eliminated by the Packers in the first round of the playoffs last year. Here comes Roger Goodell walking to the podium being booed like he always is. With a 23rd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Giants select Evan Ingram, tight end from Ole Miss. Very interesting selection. So we have Eli Manning, quarterback from Ole Miss. Now 13 years later, tight end Evan Ingram from Ole Miss. You know, you look at Ole Miss. Like, you look at Ole Miss and you look at who they have selected. It's actually very interesting. Because the last tight end selected by Ole Miss, you have to go all the way back. You got to go all the way back to 1992 when Tajee Armstrong was taken by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 3rd round. That's the last time an Ole Miss tight end was selected in the draft. It's interesting because Ole Miss had 3 first-round picks in 2016. Evan Ingram is first Ole Miss player selected in the 2017 draft. So, yeah, congrats to Evan Ingram. Congrats to you. The Oakland Raiders, they have 3 minutes left on the clock for them to make their decision. So, yeah, hopefully Evan Ingram, he helps out the New York Giants in a good way. So 2 minutes left on the clock for the Oakland Raiders. Their pick last year was Carl Joseph. He turned out to be a great player for the Oakland. Once again, we have to do a reminder. The Oakland Raiders are going to be moving to Las Vegas in 2020. That's something that we have to keep in mind. Interesting. The last time there's been 2 tight ends selected in the first round was 2006. So 11 years since the last time 2 tight ends have been selected in the first round. Raiders can still get Foster. That is true. That is true. They can still get Foster. You know, the way I look at it when it comes to the Raiders, my pick for the Raiders, I think my pick for the Raiders was Gerard Davis, who was selected by the Lions. So my pick's already busted. Whoever the Raiders pick has got to be good. Reuben Foster, he'd be a good pick for him, no doubt. Hopefully, whoever they pick, it turns out to be as good as Carl Joseph, who was a great pick for them last year. So I will say this. Here are my 5 best available. Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame. Tarkus McKinley, defensive end, UCLA. Running back, Delvin Cook from Florida State. Tight end, David Njoku from Miami. And safety, Jabril Peppers from Michigan. That is still my top 5. And the thing is, the Raiders, they do need a running back. I know Marshawn Lynch, they just got him, but that's not enough. You know, they could get a running back. Linebacker is a great opportunity. Yeah, Reuben Foster's still there. Deshaun Kaiser, they don't need a quarterback. They got Derek Carr. Tarkus McKinley, defensive end. So, yeah, the defensive line, that could use some help. So all I'm saying is that right now, the Raiders, their pick is in. We're going to wait for Roger Goodell to make his announcement. I will do a shout out real quick. Tomorrow, the NBA playoffs, Game 6, Clippers versus Jazz. Do not miss it. There are some people who do not watch NBA, but I will say this. I will say Clippers versus Jazz is going to be great. And also a reminder, the Raiders are going to Las Vegas in 2020. So here's what we need to do. For Raiders, they have to keep that in mind. I will say this though about the Raiders situation. I would, if I was a fan of the Raiders, I would boycott this season. Like if I was in the city of Oakland, I wouldn't go to any of the games. Anyway, Roger Goodell, he's walking to the podium to announce the 24th pick. 24th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. The Oakland Raiders select Gareon Conley, cornerback, Ohio State. Wow. Hey, producer Mike, you got your thoughts on this? Hey, can you speak a little louder? All right. My producer Mike said they needed defense. All right. So Raiders chose the Gareon Conley, who, for people who do not know, he has been accused of raping a woman in Cleveland back in April. He has not been arrested. No charges have been filed on Conley. Okay. So Gareon Conley, he has a lot of issues surrounding him. Like I said, the rape allegation. But the Raiders, they decided that they needed a corner. They choose Gareon Conley. Gareon Conley. The Cleveland Browns in that trade with the Houston Texans, they are on the board. Five minutes are on the clock for the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, they had that first pick. They chose Myles Garrett. What are they going to do with the 25th pick? There is no quarterback that really is going to be available at this point, but the Browns do need a running back. Delvin Cook from Florida State, he's on the board. So yeah, the 25th pick, Cleveland Browns. The pick is in, so we're gonna wait on Roger Goodell to announce the pick. So yeah, Cleveland Browns, they selected Myles Garrett earlier in this draft. So Cleveland Browns, that pick is in for their 25th pick. I say they're going to go with Dalvin Cook. It makes the most sense. Dalvin Cook, the running back from Florida State. That is my pick for the Cleveland Browns. So like I said, the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns. In just a minute, we're going to see what do they select. The 2017 Ohio State Buckeyes joined the 2002 Miami Hurricanes as the only team to have three defensive backs selected in the first round. So yeah, until they announce their pick, I'm going to mute my mic until the Browns announce their pick. So I will be right back. All right, I am back. For people who are confused, earlier in this draft, the Texans traded up. Okay, the Texans traded. They traded Brock Osweiler, a first-round pick in this year and next year's draft, a second-round pick in 2018. That's what they gave up to get the 12th pick. Roger Goodell is at the podium. Let's see who the Browns selected. With the 25th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, Cleveland Browns select Jabril Peppers, safety from Michigan. So, Jabril Peppers, the safety from Michigan, he has been selected by the Cleveland Browns. Wow. Let's remember, guys, Jabril Peppers was the number 2 overall recruit out of high school. He played 15 different positions at Michigan. And he tested positive for a diluted sample at the NFL Combine. Well, you know what? There has to be something that the Cleveland Browns have seen in Jabril Peppers that made them choose him. So Browns, they chose Jabril Peppers and Myles Garrett in this draft. Hopefully, this will help them out. The Seattle Seahawks are up. They have 2 minutes left on the clock. I have the Seattle Seahawks choosing. I have them selecting Forrest Lamp from Western Kentucky. That's who I have the Seahawks selecting. So yeah, Seattle Seahawks, they are on the board. I have them selecting Forrest Lamp. They really need to fix the offensive line. So yeah, congrats to Jabril Peppers. Congrats to you. 1 minute left left for the Seahawks. So Seahawks, they are still on the clock. 90 seconds left for the Seahawks to make their decision. I am very shocked that Reuben Foster is still on the board. Very surprised. So yeah, very surprised about the Seahawks. They have less than 1 minute left. And all I'm going to say is that Seahawks have traded their pick to the Atlanta Falcons. So the Seattle Seahawks, they have made a trade. They have traded their pick to the Atlanta Falcons. All right. So yeah, Falcons, they have traded up with the Seahawks. Their pick is in. Let's see what the Falcons do here. I will say thank you to everybody who has tuned in. Thank you for that. Now, let me say this. The Falcons, they need somebody on the defense. I say this. I had Kevin King from Washington going to Atlanta. That is who I have selected. So Kevin King from Washington, he's my pick. So, yeah, the pick is in for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to wait to see what Roger Goodell announces. Like I said, I am waiting on Roger Goodell to announce the pick. Here comes Roger Goodell to the podium to announce the pick. With the 26th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select DeCaris McKinley, defensive end from UCLA. So yeah, Tarkus McKinley from UCLA. He has become the 26th pick in the NFL Draft. So Tarkus McKinley from California went to UCLA. Now he is headed to Atlanta. So Tarkus McKinley, the outside linebacker from UCLA, he has become the 26th pick in this draft. Reuben Foster still on the board. The Buffalo Bills, with that trade with the Kansas City Chiefs, they are now on the board. So Tarkus McKinley, he has gone to the Atlanta Falcons. The Bills have put their pick in. I really want to see who the Bills select with this pick. We are waiting on the Bills pick. Let's go. Somebody just yelled, let's go. Was that McKinley? Was that McKinley who just yelled, let's go? I don't know. I heard somebody on the mic say, let's go. So, anyway, all I'm saying is that the Bills, they have their pick. Their pick is in. I'm looking forward to seeing the Bills selection. Until they announce their pick, I will mute my mic. So, until they announce their pick, I will be right back. I'll give a shout out to Tarkus McKinley and his story with his grandmother. The fact that his dad was never there, his mom left him. I will say, Tarkus McKinley, great story, great comeback. Waiting for Roger Goodell to make that pick. So yeah, Tarkus McKinley, he is being interviewed right now talking about how his grandmother meant everything to him. That is a connection that you can't describe. You know, I have that connection with my grandparents. So that is something that leaves you speechless. You know, it's not something you can describe. So I can understand McKinley. I can understand his interview. And you know what? McKinley, he's going to be on the Falcons. Hopefully he does great for that city of Atlanta. If I wasn't gonna get copyrighted, I would play the audio of McKinley's interview, but I can't because it would get copyrighted. This would be taken down. So basically, he's talking about how he made a promise to his grandmother, like while she was dying. He said that he was going to, you know, get to the NFL, and he has. So I respect that. I really do respect that. So yeah, Bill's pick is in. I'm waiting for Roger Goodell to make the selection. I am waiting for Roger Goodell to announce who the Buffalo Bills pick is. So yeah, Tarkus McKinley. Fun fact: his favorite player is Cam Newton. I wonder how many times he's going to tackle Cam Newton and tackle him. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'm going to be muting my mic while the commercials are on, so you don't pick up any of the commercials. So yeah, I will be right back. All right, they are back. Roger Goodell walking to the podium to announce the Buffalo Bills pick. You have some Jim Kelly jerseys. You got some Sammy Watkins jerseys. I like that. I like the fact they're representing their team. Here is Roger Goodell. With the 27th pick in the 2007 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Tre'Davious White, cornerback from LSU. That is a great pick right there. Great pick. Great pick by the Buffalo Bills. Tre'Davious White, corner from LSU. So, yeah, that's a great job by Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White, first team All SEC last year. Great corner from LSU. All right, so the Dallas Cowboys with the 28th pick, they are going to be next. So yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to make the 28th pick, and then the 29th pick is going to be the Cleveland Browns, who have acquired their pick from the Green Bay Packers. You've heard me correctly. The Cleveland Browns have 3 first-round picks. 3. Cleveland, they're going all in, baby. So the Dallas Cowboys, their pick is in. And until Roger Goodell announces that selection, I'm going to mute my mic. Thank you for watching. I will be right back. The Dallas Cowboys, they had a great 2016. They had actually the best draft in 2016. Can they do it again in 2017? The person I had the Dallas Cowboys selecting, I had them selecting defensive end Taco Charlton. That is who I had the Cowboys taking. So hopefully they can do that. So yeah, so Dallas Cowboys, you see their fans, they're rooting them on right now. The Dallas Cowboys, their pick is in. I had them choosing Taco Charlton. It is surprising that that Reuben Foster is still on the board. Here is the commissioner. With the 28th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Taco Charlton from Michigan. I was right. Taco Charlton, defensive end from Michigan. That's a good job, man. Good job. Dallas Cowboys fans, they are happy with the selection. So Dallas Cowboys, they have made their pick. And now the Cleveland Browns, they have the 29th pick. So Dallas Cowboys choose Taco Charlton. And you know what? The Cleveland Browns, with their third first-round pick, acquired from the Green Bay Packers. Their pick is in. Who is the Cleveland Browns trading to get? Why did the Cleveland Browns trade to get? Are they going after Kaiser? Please tell me, are they going after DeShone Kaiser? This is interesting. Yes, man, Reuben Foster's still available. And the Cleveland Browns have their third first-round pick. They traded with the Green Bay Packers. Wow. Let me ask. Are they going for Reuben Foster? Are they going for Kaiser? It's very interesting to see. Just let me know, who do you think the Cleveland Browns are taking with this pick? So the Cleveland Browns trade up to get. They're going to trade up to get somebody. I have them choosing Kaiser. I think they're going for DeShone Kaiser. If I'm going to be honest, I think Cleveland's going for a quarterback. And if they're not going for a quarterback, they're going for Delvin Cook. You know what? I don't know where Reuben Foster's going to go. Hey, you think Foster's going to Cleveland? You think that's why they traded for Green Bay? That's curious, man. I'm very curious. I want to see who Cleveland takes. I find it interesting Cleveland has 3 first-round picks. They're going for Foster. Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. You know, the way I look at it, Cleveland, there was a reason they traded. They got their third first-round pick. Whenever a team does a trade like this, there is a reason. And the fact that there was no hesitation, the fact that the pick was in, by the way, the second after Dallas selected their pick, that means they knew who they were going to get. So yeah, man, I am hyped. I am pumped. What is Cleveland gonna do? Reuben Foster's still available. DeShone Kaiser, he's still available. Delvin Cook, he's still available. David Njoku, he's still available. Forrest Lamp, those are my best 5. But yeah, Reuben Foster, Delvin Cook, DeShone Kaiser, those 3 are still on the board. It amazes me. So yeah, we're gonna be waiting on Roger Goodell, and we'll see who he takes. I want to see who Roger Goodell announces. Roger Goodell walking to the podium. So with the 29th pick in the 2017 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select David Njoku, tight end from Miami. So no, man, it wasn't Kaiser, it wasn't Cook, and it wasn't Foster. It was David Njoku, tight end from Miami. Cleveland, they must have saw something in Njoku that made them go get him. You know, he's 6'4", 246 pounds. You know, this David Njoku kid, they must have saw something in him, which made them select him. Yeah, man, they chose David Njoku from Miami. Pittsburgh Steelers, they are on the clock. Let's see what the Steelers select at pick number 30. Man, Reuben Foster, he's got to go at some point. At some point in this first round, he has to come off the board. I do not see any way Reuben Foster falls in the second. I do not see any way. The Steelers' pick is in. It is official. Their pick is in. Anyone who wondering what the pick was, the Cleveland Browns gave the Packers their second and their fourth round pick to get that first rounder. So David Njoku, he is going to Cleveland. I'm going to say it. I think that when it comes to Steelers, you know what? This is the time they're going to go with Reuben Foster. Yeah, I think Reuben Foster is going to go to Pittsburgh. I do not see any way he falls out of the first round. So, you know what? Reuben Foster, I think he's going to come off the board. You know, they need a linebacker, but they also need a wide receiver. Okay? So all I'm going to say is that they need a linebacker. Reuben Foster, he's still available. Hey, can't believe I'm saying this, but TJ Watt, he's still there. But yeah, Steelers, they need a linebacker. Cleveland Browns are playing Moneyball. That's funny. I just read that tweet. Yeah, it sounds like it to me. So yeah, Cleveland Browns, they have drafted 3 players in this first round. They got Myles Garrett with the first pick. They got Jabril Peppers with the 25th pick. And they got David Njoku with the 29th pick. The San Francisco 49ers have traded with the Seahawks to get the 31st pick. That is huge. So the 49ers are going to get their second first-round pick. That is huge. So the Seattle Seahawks have no first-round pick. Wow. People keep asking me what's my thoughts about Trubisky. I like the pick. I really do. People are saying, are Cleveland going to get their are Cleveland going to trade with the Saints? It wouldn't surprise me if they did. I really wouldn't be shocked. I will say, though, my condolences to the Pittsburgh Steelers owner, Dan Rooney. He did pass away a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, I'm sorry, people, for Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers, their pick is in. Roger Goodell making his way to the podium. 2 weeks ago, we lost Dan Rooney. Dan Rooney, one of the greatest owners in NFL history. I believe that's Jerome Bettis and Mean Joe Green. Or is that Franco Harris? Might be Franco Harris. Franco Harris and Jerome Bettis. All right, so Franco Harris is going to announce the pick. Franco Harris, he is, mourning Dan Rooney. Steelers fans, they're cheering for that. That is right. Dan Rooney, he did love the Steelers. He did love his players. I do like how they're doing this. A bit, a tribute to Dan Rooney. I do like this. I would play the audio, but yet again, I would get copyrighted, so I'm not going to do that. Franco Harris, I agree with you. Dan Rooney, he will be missed. Dan Rooney, he will be missed. Jerome Bettis is now on the mic, giving his tribute, giving mourning Dan Rooney. So Jerome Bettis, him giving his, thanks to Dan Rooney. And I will say thanks to Dan Rooney. Dan Rooney was a great owner. With the 30th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select T.J. Watt, outside linebacker, Wisconsin. Reuben Foster is still available. Great tribute to Dan Rooney. T.J. Watt from Wisconsin has been selected by the Steelers. If that name sounds familiar, that's because T.J. Watt's the younger brother of J.J. Watt. So the younger brother of J.J. Watt has been selected by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Reuben Foster still on the board, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, the San Francisco 49ers, they have the next pick. Let's see what they do here. So yeah, the San Francisco 49ers in a trade with the Seahawks. They are on the board. And here's something interesting. The Watts are going to be facing each other. J.J. Watt and the Houston Texans will be facing Jay will be facing TJ Watt in the Pittsburgh Steelers on Christmas Day. Just remember that. So, yeah, the 49ers, they are on the clock with the 31st pick. The 49ers, they really need a quarterback. I would not be surprised if they went with Kaiser or if they went with Forrest Lamp with this pick. I'm saying it first. I think they're going to go with Kaiser or they're going to go with Forrest Lamp. Because the 49ers, they put themselves back in the first round. It was for a reason. So, yeah, this has been a great NFL draft, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, San Francisco 49ers, they are on the board. I'm going to wait for their pick to be in. But until then, I'm going to mute my mic. So until Roger Goodell comes up to the podium, I will be muting my mic. I will be right back. Yes, the Saints, they do have a chance of getting Reuben Foster. Here's what the 49ers gave up. They gave up a second and a fourth round pick to get the 31st overall pick. So 49ers trade a second and a fourth to the Seahawks. Roger Goodell, he is walking to the podium. Here is the 49ers pick. With the 31st pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Reuben Foster, linebacker from Alabama. So Reuben Foster's wait is over. He has now been selected by the San Francisco 49ers. So the 49ers, they go get Reuben Foster. Finally, man. 49ers, they get two great defensive talents in Solomon Thomas and Reuben Foster. The New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints with the 32nd pick, their second first-round pick in this draft. What are they going to select here? Their pick is in. The Saints have their pick. We are going to wait for Roger Goodell to make his announcement. So Reuben Foster, his wait is over. The Saints may have made their pick, but the 49ers have selected Reuben Foster, the linebacker from Alabama. Let me tell you who I think they're going to select. Here's what I have the Saints choosing. The best player available right now is running back Delvin Cook from Florida State. He is in my top 5 available alongside Kaiser. alongside Forrest Lamp, alongside Cam Robinson, and alongside Kevin King. Those are my top 5 available right now. I seriously think they're going to go with Delvin Cook here, the New Orleans Saints. So that's what I'm calling. You know, Reuben Foster is going to be a great talent in San Francisco. He definitely is. He definitely is going to be. So, yeah, this is going to be the final pick here. This has been great. Cam Robinson going to the Saints. That is a possibility. You know, it is a possibility that they do that. Here comes Roger Goodell to announce the final pick in the first round of the 2017 NFL Draft. So with the 32nd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Ryan Ramczyk, offensive tackle from Wisconsin. So the Saints have selected Ramczyk, the offensive tackle from Wisconsin. And that is it for the 2017 NFL Draft. Here is what I am going to do. I am going to quickly recap the draft. That is how I'm going to end it. So, here is the draft picks for the 2017 NFL Draft. Starting from the top to bottom. Yep, so this ends the first round. I'm recapping. All right, I'm going to be recapping all of the first round. So, pick number 1, the Browns chose Myles Garrett. Pick number 2, the Bears selected Mitchell Trubisky. Pick number 3, 49ers selected Solomon Thomas. Pick number 4, Jaguars selected Leonard Fournette. Pick number 5, Titans, Corey Davis. Pick number 6, the New York Jets selected Jamal Adams. Pick number 7, the Chargers selected Mike Williams. Pick number 8, the Panthers selected Christian McCaffrey. Pick number 9, the Bengals selected John Ross. Pick number 10, the Chiefs selected Patrick Mahomes. At number 11, the Saints selected Marshawn Lattimore. At number 12, the Texans traded up to get their QB in Deshaun Watson. At number 13, the Cardinals selected Hassan Reddick. At number 14, the Eagles selected Derek Barnett. At pick number 15, the Colts selected Malik Hooker. At pick number 16, Marlon Humphrey was selected by the Ravens. At number 17, the Redskins selected Jonathan Allen. At number 18, the Titans selected Adoree Jackson. At number 19, the Buccaneers selected O.J. Howard. At number 20, Garrett Boyles was selected by the Broncos. At number 21, Gerard Davis was selected by the Lions. Number 22, the Dolphins selected Charles Harris from Missouri. At number 23, the Giants selected Evan Ingram. At 24, the Raiders, they selected Jaron Conley. At number 25, the Browns, with that trade with the Texans, got Jabril Peppers. The Seahawks and Falcons made a trade, and the Falcons selected Tarkus McKinley. At 27, the Bills, with that trade with the Chiefs, selected Tre'Davious White. At 28, the Cowboys selected Taco Charlton. At 29, the Browns traded with the Packers to get their third first-round pick, and they got David Njoku. At 30, the Steelers, they selected J.J. Watt's little brother, T.J. At 31, the 49ers traded with the Seahawks to get linebacker Reuben Foster. And the last pick in this draft at 32, the Saints selected Ryan Ramczyk. So this is the end of the first round. Thank you for tuning in to the 2017 NFL Draft Round 1 live from Philadelphia on IJR Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe if you want new content here from IJR Sports. And that is it. So thank you. And I will see you next time.